What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of CHU Racing. It is now day I don't know, like 8 or something. I'm losing count of quarantine that my job mandated because I came from California to Arizona. But what we're doing now is we're still doing a little bit of work on this car. Mostly a bunch of parts and stuff like that I purchased from, here we go. That I purchased from California when I was there. Like a Cusco rear diff brace and some steering stabilizer reinforcements or whatnot. And we're gonna be pulling the bumper. Actually, we'll probably start that first because I got a couple things to do to that. I gotta refinish that. You'll probably hard to see, but refinish the drift armor bar on the front. And then move my oil cooler, hopefully to one side or the other. But let's get started. All right, so it didn't take us too long to get this bumper off. Mainly the thing that I've got holding on this thing is the front beam and then 2 sides with some quick releases. So it may be 10 minutes in total. And I got a couple clips on the bottom. But there's the drift armor bar we were talking about. I need to refinish this because after time it's gotten kind of scuffed up. It's got a lot of fade to it right here, especially as where rocks are coming through on the track. Rocks are kicking up and they're hitting the back of this thing. So we kind of got to clean that up a little bit. It's touching right here. We need to remount this. That was an issue. Replace those zip ties because they do dry rot. Clean this up a little bit, but yeah, that's it for this. As for the bumper, we got a little bit of trimming to do. I trimmed it when I put the intercooler on. I didn't trim it enough. It was really close right in this area, but we need to trim up a little bit here on the sides as well because that's where the drift armor bar touches. So we're gonna clean that up as well. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Last night I was actually able to locate my sandpaper and my red paint that I used for the bar. So I can go ahead and redo this this bar. I actually I had started on it last night just to get a little bit of the rock area off to see if it would be good, and it worked out perfectly. All right, guys, so what we did was a 2000 grit sandpaper on the bar itself, just to get down to like little high spots from where rocks chipped it and it busted up, or busted the paint open. So we sanded all that down, and then like I said, it's a race car, stuck some stuff there real quick, and then just resprayed it just so that it didn't rust or anything like that. So it came out pretty decent, I would say. Not too bad. There's a little bit overspray, but like I said, I don't care. Anyway, so after this, we are going to get into the rear diff bushing by Cusco. I bought this used off of a guy while I was in California still. All right, there it is. Came with the bolts, and then we're just gonna try to get up under there and try to set it up, I guess. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, so unfortunately my camera died during the install on that rear brace, but I got it up in there. So it is now in there. What I ended up doing was I forgot that I had some ratchet wrenches. So I used some ratchet wrenches to get in there where I couldn't reach, but I got it. I used a magnet to get the all right there on those ones on each side, and it's all tightened down now. So at this point, like I stated before, we're going to need to trim a little bit of this bumper so that the intercooler fits, and then it goes around the bash bar and it doesn't look so sloppy. So we're gonna be doing a Dremel. I usually don't like to do Dremels on plastic because when it cuts through, it leaves little shavings, and the shavings can sling, and it's just hot plastic. I've gotten it on my hand before, and it doesn't feel good. So we're gonna trim that up, coming across the edge of this blue line, and I gotta trim some up over there, and then everything will fit pretty well. So let's get to that. All right, guys, so it's all trimmed up, pretty even on the bottom and then really close on the top. I didn't use exact measurements, but like I said, this is a track car, so it works. Now it's not going to interfere with the bash bar or my intercooler spacing in the front, or my oil cooler as well. But like I said, I didn't want to use a Dremel on plastic, because when it does, it slings it and then it builds up on there, and then it'll start slinging stuff around, and you can see a couple times maybe I pulled back and jerked because the stuff would land on my arm, and it's hot. It really is hot. So I did that and got it off, but I had to keep stopping and then using some of these dikes and a razor blade to clean off the edge of it, but came out pretty nice. Next, I'm gonna need to work on getting this to fit a little bit better, because it's pushing out on the ends, and redo a couple of those rib nuts. All right, guys, so once again, camera died in the middle of it, the install. As you can see, we got the bumper back together. It looks a lot better. And then redid the paint on the drift armor bar. So the last thing we have to do is get the steering rack braces. I can't remember what they're called, steering rack, whatever. We're gonna get those installed, and then that'll be it for the day. Gotta try to hurry because the Freedom 500 is about to start. I already got it on, already playing the pre-show, but these shouldn't be too hard to get out. Just the two little braces that take off there, so I'll try to, might be kind of hard to try to get a view of it from under here, but just gotta get these last two on, and then we'll be done. Let's get to it. All right, guys, as you saw, both of them are installed. That took me maybe 10 minutes. Wasn't hard at all. It was a 17 mil, and then just took it off one by one, and then rearranged it while I put it back in. Got those for really cheap, so I picked them up. But yeah. All right, so that's it for today, guys. On this video, I got some other stuff to do, but like I said before, time for the Freedom 500. Gotta watch that, so I'm about to head inside. Hope you enjoyed watching, and if you liked the video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and stay awesome.